And you're not going to get rid of the owner. So I mean, that's that's just you can say that it's just like as Cowboy fans, we say the same thing all the time. Does Jerry have to die for us to get a winning team again?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Like that's what we sit there and we have to beg and think about every year. But the thing is, because he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
The Cowboys are consistent, though. They are consistent.
Oh yeah, I mean they're at least consistent, but they consistently lose in the playoffs, unfortunately. Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to Bets and Buds. We're the Buds helping you cash your bets and be casting those bets here real soon on the NFL season, baby. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to dive into some football information here real soon, but we got some local stuff we're going to deal with here and talk about local sports here in the St. Louis area.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully bring that on that ballot this year. It's election season again.
We get to vote and get out and vote.
Yeah, get out and vote, and let's get that gambling shit so we stop having to drive over to fucking Illinois. Please and thank you. And you Kansas City people don't have to go over to Kansas anymore. Please and thank you.
I mean, that's where it's going to matter, here in St. Louis and Kansas City.
Yep, St. Louis and Kansas City was going to make it work. So please and thank you, everybody. Let's get this shit done. Let's get this shit done. Make that vote happen. Make that vote happen. What's up, Bobby Light? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
All right. Let's dive into this shit. I guess let's go ahead and get into the first.
Yeah, let's get the Cardinals out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the Cardinals out of the way because this is the least exciting time again in the last 2 years.
It's not a good season. Back-to-back bad seasons. Anyways, they won today 3-0. So they take 2 or 3 from the Brewers, which you just don't know with this team. You just don't know.
They're still 9 games out.
They're 10 games out.
10 games out.
10 games out.
Right.
Even after winning the last 2, they're still 10 games out. 13 and 18 since the All-Star break. Just really haven't done anything they just cannot sustain any kind of winning streak.
I would say, honestly, one of the biggest problems when I look at it, like for the last, let's say, 5 seasons, is player development. They have not developed their young players, and especially when you watch them go to other places and succeed.
Right, okay, like Dylan Carlson, for example, who we just traded away. He obviously had gotten the rile of some of the fans here in St. Louis. For whatever, he never looked like he was really trying, but some of them guys are just, that was J.D. Drew's thing. He never looked like he was trying. He was just that good.
The problem is with Dylan Carlson, he's a switch hitter, and he couldn't hit from
he can't hit from the left side.
Yeah, the left side.
Predominantly, it's going to be because of all the right-handed pitching in baseball. But since Dylan Carlson went to Tampa Bay, he's Tommy Pham. Since Tommy Pham became a Cardinal again. Like, their numbers are almost identical.
It's fucking crazy.
So, maybe Dylan just needed a new change of scenery.
Needed a change of scenery. Again.
He's still fairly young. He's only, 25 years old, I think. So.
I mean, the young players, just for whatever reason, aren't hitting here. I mean, you can look at Jordan Walker, just got sent down. Again,
that
Nolan
was the
Gorman,
one.
too.
They bring him up. They give him 11 at-bats. He goes 1 for 11. And they're like, we're going to send him back down. What are you doing to this kid?
Yeah. Nolan Gorman.
What are you doing?
Nolan Gorman, same way. I mean, like you watch Nolan Gorman go to another team and watch that dude be a 30 home run hitter.
Yeah, easy. He'd probably turn into Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, absolutely.
With Walker, the thing with Walker, I mean, he was up all year last year.
Yeah.
Besides, that one time they sent him down early and then brought him back. But I think the kid was not terrible. Yeah, he probably didn't hit as many home runs as he
They wanted more power out of him, and they tried to change his swing, and I think that's what kind of screwed with him, was trying to change his swing to get more power.
You just let the kid be the kid.
Let him play ball.
If he can hit 300 and hits more doubles and a couple of triples and less home runs, as long as you've still got a guy that got some gap-to-gap power, which he does, there's no doubt about it. He's a big, strong dude.
I think one of the worst statistics that has happened with baseball is they talk about velocity off the bat. Like how many miles per hour.
Velo off the bat, launch angle,
off the bat, that launch
that.
angle, all that bullshit. Like, who gives a fuck? If you're getting on base, you're getting hits. That's
well,
the game
I've always
of the game.
been a baseball purist as far as that. I know everybody loves the WAR and all the numbers now and the nerds analytics, but it's ruined baseball.
It has. It really has. It really has, because once you get that analytical with baseball,
it makes it boring to watch.
It does. Makes it boring to watch, and you start getting in guys' head because stuff they've done right their entire careers, their entire athletic careers. Then all of a sudden you're asking them to change because their velo coming off the bat isn't like speed, miles per hour coming off the bat isn't what they.
I mean, I used to like when you just knew who was going to be in the lineup every day.
Yeah,
you had your 9 guys that were going to play.
You knew what order they were going to bat.
You knew what your bench guys were. And they would play once every week.
Right,
and that was it.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. I mean, hopefully, Honestly, I think if Ali Marmol is gone after the end of the season, I think you're going to also see John Mozeliak gone as well.
Yeah, I think
you can't allow a guy who has, because this will be if Marmol gets fired at the end of the season, you can't ask John Mozeliak to hire a fourth manager.
Yeah.
Now this will be a fourth manager under his regime. So
and third in the last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Because he should have never got rid of Mike Schilt.
No.
You see what Mike Schilt's doing with the Padres, and the reason why a lot of the whispers are the reason why he got rid of Mike Schilt is because Mike Schilt wasn't a yes man. And at the end of the day, let the manager manage the team. Yeah. You're not the manager, dude. You're the president of baseball operations. Like do your fucking job. Your job is to make sure fans want to put their butts in the seats,
which they're not doing.
Which they're not doing because they don't want to see this mediocre product. And we're losing all of our exciting young players that aren't developing here, and they're going other places, and almost instantly. I mean, look at Randy Rosarena, Adolis Garcia. I mean, and the list can go on and on multiple guys that have just become studs when they go. Even Lance Thomas has had some decent productivity.
Oh yeah, Lance Thomas has turned his career around.
Yeah, I mean,
but he got opportunity.
Even like when Randall Grichuk left. I mean, and he wasn't going to be a guy that was going to be an all-star or anything like that. But I mean, the dude left and went to was it Toronto?
Toronto.
Yeah, hit like 25, 30 home runs. I mean,
provided solid defense.
Yeah, provided solid defense. So I mean, again. I lost track of where Tyler O'Neill is with the Red Sox this year, but I mean, I know
he's put up 20-something home runs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, but you got a lot of guys that have come to your system that you said weren't good enough to get the job done, but yet then you hold on to guys like Paul Goldschmidt too long.
Right.
You bring somebody like Matt Carpenter and hold on to him for too long. Like that. That's been some of the moves that just. We need to change. We need to change, like from the top down. Is usually where
we do need to shake up. Obviously, the DeWitts are not selling because we don't have a billionaire in St. Louis right now that's willing to step up and buy it anyway.
No, because I mean that's a big bill you're taking on. I mean that's a huge bill, and I don't necessarily even think that the DeWitts are the problem. It's who they put in charge who's the problem. And they left Mozeliak to be the guy. Like, you're our baseball guy. You're supposed to be. I mean, and he even stepped down from the position of being the general manager and handed it to Mike Gersh.
Yeah, Gersh.
Yeah, handed to Mike Gersh, and like he's Pobo, whatever.
But did you ever hear Mike Gersh?
No, you never hear. You still hear Mozeliak. You still hear. So again. Did he even get that promotion, or was it, it's still Mozeliak just puppet stringing? That's what it is. So we'll see what happens, man. But that's Cardinal baseball this year. They were a middling team, like we talked about this whole year.
Eric Fetty, since he actually pitched really well with the White Sox, the worst team in baseball, comes here to the Cardinals and he's got an ERA at 5.
Yeah,
what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of been, like I said, I think we lost our devil magic.
That Cardinal devil magic.
Yeah, that Cardinal devil magic is fucking gone now.
It's gone. It's definitely gone. But we do need a change at top.
Yeah.
All the way down.
From top all the way down, because I think the fans have just had enough.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get rid of the owner. So, I mean, that's just, you can say, it's just like as Cowboy fans. We say the same thing all the time. Does Jerry have to die for us to get a winning team again?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we sit there and we have to beg and think about every year. But the thing is, because, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
The Cowboys are consistent, though. They are consistent.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're at least consistent, but they consistently lose in the playoffs, unfortunately.
All right, that's the Cardinals. Like I said, 13-18 since the break, 10 games out. They're 8.5 games out of the wild card.
Yeah, football season's almost here, baby. Let's go.
Almost there. All right, now we got some Blues news. Yeah. Okay, like I said last week, we would know by the time we shot this podcast whether we were going to have Holloway and Broberg, and yes, we did. We got them both.
Both of them.
Got them both. This is really exciting if you're a Blues fan. I mean, everybody's seen the tweets going around. You have 12 number 1 draft picks under the age of 25 now on your under your control. This team is set up even if only half of these guys
pan out.
This team is set up to have a solid future.
Nice.
Solid future. And if it doesn't work out, with Holloway or Broberg, you've only got them for 2 years.
Right.
So it's not like you signed this 8-year contract worth $8 million. I mean, this is really exciting. But this was the interesting thing. The night before the deals were official, the Blues made a trade with Edmonton. They sent an unsigned draft pick, Paul Fisher, and a third as a sweetener. That's all you can really say it is, for future considerations. Right. So there was some backroom dealing going on.
Make sure, hey, you guys stand down. we're gonna.
That's why what I found so funny about the backlash that that people were writing about, like saying Doug Armstrong had somehow stabbed Bowman in the back or something like that, or he wouldn't have done it if Ken Holland would have. Like, this is within the rules as they're set up. How is that stabbing anybody in the back?
Well, I mean, a lot of your people that actually are fans are very, like, I mean, they don't really pay attention to the business side. Understand, like, this is you're not talking. Like, I'm a St. Louisan. Been a St. Louisan my whole life outside of a few years going away to college. So I mean, like, but at the end of the day, these people, they're not your hometown people. Like Tom Stillman. Tom Stillman is from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like these, like you act like sometimes people talk about these teams as if they were like
here,
your high school people
right.
or your local people. Like, I mean, like they have nothing to do with, like I had somebody once make a mention of like, oh, between Buffalo and Cincinnati. I was like, man, Buffalo's not handling the snow very well in his playoff game. And they go, oh my God, like Buffalo should be able to handle the snow. It's like, do you realize these motherfuckers are not from Buffalo? Half of these dudes are from South Florida. They just like happen to play a professional career in Buffalo. Like when you're talking professional sports, you're not talking a homegrown product. You're talking,
especially in hockey too. Yeah, you've got it coming from all over.
Oh, that's international. I mean, that's probably the most international game on our soil.
Basketball's up there now.
Basketball's getting there, but even still, hockey still has them crushed. I mean,
for sure. As far as foreign.
Yeah, as far as foreign players on the team, because first off, the roster's bigger. Secondly, it's just been an international sport for a lot longer.
But yeah, so the Blues' future is really exciting, guys.
Oh, nice.
I mean, they were talking about maybe Edmonton retaliating and going after a Jake Neighbors or something like that. Now, Edmonton does not have the cap space to do stuff like that. They're going to have to pay Draisaitl next year, and then McDavid after that.
Right.
Like, Edmonton needs money.
Yeah, they need money, and they got to obviously replace some defensive players. I mean, they were there. I mean, that's why they were crushed not getting that Game 7 in that Stanley Cup final this year, because that was
That's probably the closest they're going to get.
Yeah, that was the closest they were going to probably get. Because, I mean, like McDavid and the boys, they fought tooth and nail to get them there.
4 of the 7 defensemen that they had on this cup run are gone.
Yeah.
Off the team already.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's wild. I mean, it's it really is. But again, they're trying to prepare for the future, trying to seal Draisaitl
so
and
they
seal
can get
McDavid.
Draisaitl and signed up. Well, that Daniel Nurse $9.5 million contract.
Oh, yeah.
That's a brutal one.
Yeah, that
is a brutal one.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, too.
So, yeah, exciting. Blues hockey actually starts in less than 2 months. We got 55 days till the season kicks off.
And I miss playoff hockey here, like to be able to root locally for playoff hockey. So, I mean, I still will watch it, but it's not the same as when we don't have the Blues in. And that Cup run in 19 was a fun-ass ride,
The Blues have missed the playoffs, I believe, 13 or 14 times in their existence, and over half of them have come in the last 15 years. Yeah. So we did get the cup, but the playoffs have been a little elusive.
And we got jerked too that because the COVID year. I think they had a chance.
We did have a chance.
They had a chance to repeat that year, and then the year after that, when Bennington got taken out by was it dude from Colorado?
Oh, what was his name?
Kaz something.
Kazim.
Yeah, Kazim. Like that. Yeah, like when Bennington got taken out, because that was the year Colorado won too. So I think the Blues that had the actually best shot at taking them out
I think you're right there.
So a couple years we kind of got jumped, but again, that's sports. That's why it's so hard to win a trophy, and with any sport you're talking about, because of health and all the other things.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say about I said 12 of the guys first round picks under 25. 7 of them already have NHL experience.
Yeah.
They've either played with the Blues or on a different team in the NHL.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And then you've got Dvorsky and Theo Lidstein coming down the pipeline still.
Oh, yeah.
And Snuggerud. And guys that, I mean,
very promising.
Very promising players.
Very promising.
So this team's going to be 3 to 4 years from now.
It's very exciting to watch. Very exciting to watch, because then you're going to have Robert Thomas, who's locked up as a veteran. Hopefully, Kyrou gets his shit together, and this becomes a good marriage.
You've got Buchnevich locked up.
Yep, Buchnevich is locked up.
Pareko's going to be here for sure. He's locked up. Yep. So,
and we got Torrey Krug's money off of the payroll. I mean, off of the salary cap this year, because they'll be able to use his injury IL money. So let's see what they can do there.
So yeah, it's going to be an interesting season for the Blues. I think they'll make the playoffs this year, as it stands right now.
Let's go Blues.
It'll be a battle. It'll be a wild card for sure.
Right. All right,
that's what I got for the Blues. Let's talk about some football.
2 weeks out, baby. We are 2 weeks out from the NFL season. We are actually about 3 days away from college football season starting here. So today is Thursday, so we have Friday, Saturday. So actually 2 days out from the first college football
Mizzou's
game.
first game is next week against Murray State. So yeah, that's exciting.
All right, yeah, that'll be a flag flying game. Those games are like showcases. Basically, if you don't put on a showcase of that game, then you're in trouble for the season, pretty much.
Yeah, no, if they don't come out and dominate Murray State, we should probably all step back and go,
yeah. Forget about the playoff projection I had for you. Sorry about it. All right, so this week we're covering the AFC West. So we've broken down each division here. So we got 2 weeks left. So we got 2 divisions left. So the AFC West is where we're at this week here. So of course the AFC West is ran by those Chiefs.
They've won the division 8 straight years,
and they're going for the first three-peat in NFL history. It hasn't happened. They've had a lot of back-to-back champions. Nobody's ever been able to pull off the three-peat.
Nope.
So the Chiefs here, as far as for them to win this division, they're at minus 270.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what FanDuel has.
I got minus 230.
Yeah, minus 230. So FanDuel had them at minus 270 as of an hour and a half ago. But I went and looked this up. Their over/under win total is at 11.5. The over being minus 112, under being at minus 108. So they feel like they can go either way. I mean, it's kind of leaning fairly evenly as far as for their over/under win total.
Okay. What do you got them at?
Well, my projected record that I have them at this year is actually 12-5.
12-5. Okay.
Yes, 12-5 is where I have them going. What we're really going to be looking at to see as far as that revamped receiving core.
Yes.
Is to see how explosive is Xavier Worthy going to be? How well is he going to be able to get that ball down the field? Because Patrick Mahomes, that's his game, tailor made. That's always been his cheat code. Will the offense for the Chiefs be unlocked with this new? Because you got Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Yep.
When he comes off of his injury from that shoulder injury that he had.
Can Rice take the step forward?
Rashee Rice, as long as he doesn't get suspended, which as of right now,
probably what I'm hearing,
more than likely,
that
it's going to probably get pushed off this year anyway. So I mean, that receiving core could be loaded, and what that's going to do is also unlock Travis Kelce, because last year with them having no receivers, all the defense is just boxed in Travis Kelce, and he still did Travis Kelce things, but it was a lot harder, tougher sledding with them doing that. So now we got Mahomes behind the back passing to him and shit, bullshitting around, fucking around in preseason.
That was nutty.
Just stupid, silly shit, So we'll see what happens during the preseason if they were going to do that. The other thing I'm looking forward to is how that defense is going to look without L'Jarius Sneed.
Okay.
Because Sneed was a big ball player for them.
He was.
He's the one that punched that ball out against the Colts with Zay Flowers against the Ravens. I mean, Ravens going in the end zone there.
When he was going in.
I mean, and he was truly one of the top lockdown corners like that last year. Went to the Tennessee Titans this season. So, I mean, let's see. I mean, what the defense is going to look like without him. They brought Chris Jones back. So, I mean, they've got some, they've got
it's going to run with the offense.
Oh, yeah.
That team runs on
I think it will. I mean, let's see. Pacheco's going to have to stay healthy, because the other problem that you're going to have to deal with a guy like Pacheco is, so you know who Pacheco reminds me of? Probably not as powerful, but similar running style as Marion Barber when he played with the Cowboys.
I was going to say C2K or Chris Johnson.
No. Chris Johnson. He was too fast.
Fast.
His speed was. And he wasn't like power like that.
Okay.
Pacheco plays with power, and then he pounds that ball.
Oh yeah, he runs hard.
He reminds me of Marion Barber. Okay. That's the R.I.P. Marion Barber for the Dallas Cowboys. He was Marion the Barbarian, is what they fucking called him. Pacheco runs with that same style. How long is that sustainable for an NFL career? How long can he avoid injury in an NFL career?
That is true.
Because, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they see clearly isn't the guy. He's going to take a step back, so he's going to get that ball more. You can only take some. I don't care how physical you run.
Jared McKinnon is gone this year, though.
Yeah.
He is gone.
So they'll find another back to kind of supplement some of those carries. But at the end of the day, Pacheco's going to be there. So can he stay healthy? Andy Reid, the running game isn't his favorite anyway. Right. The screen game, passing yards, that type of thing. So will that passing game get unlocked with this new receiving core? So the Chiefs obviously clear-cut favorites to win that division.
I would bet right now that they win the division.
Yeah, so the next up you got is the Chargers. The Chargers were at plus 390.
New head coach.
Harbaugh. Let's see the Harbaugh effect of what happens there. But they're at plus 390 to win the division. Over-under was 8.5 wins. Over being minus 144. The under being at plus 118.
All right.
So you got the Chargers there. And so with them lined up, again, like I said, what's the Harbaugh effect going to be? How healthy is Justin Herbert? Because he had that plantar fasciitis coming in, and we had to sit out most of the preseason. They got him walking around on the field, and he's playing on the field and throwing footballs and that type of thing. It's going to be, how long is that foot issue going to be an issue? And the thing is with quarterback, he can get by with that. just because of the fact that you're not doing a lot of running and cutting as much.
Yeah, that run game is definitely going to take a step forward.
Because they drafted Joe Alt, they got Rashawn Slater back fully healthy. They're going to. I mean, their running game, their offensive line, because
Greg Roman's now their offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, they reunited with Harbaugh from the 49er days. So let's see what happens there, because, I mean, they're going to pound and run that football. They're going to be heavy into that run game. Defense is going to, they're going to just play hard-nosed football. And the thing that we're going to not see from the Chargers is some of these horrible decisions that Brandon Staley made
just terrible
season after season, week after week. I mean, I would say if I were to take back, and I haven't looked and broke it all the way down, just trying to look at the big picture, but I would probably say I think, was it 2 or 3 seasons that Brandon Staley? 3 seasons that Staley was there. I'd probably say that you would chalk up at least 9 losses, no less than 9 losses were because of him.
At least 3 a season.
Yeah. 9 losses were on Brandon Staley, and not 8. So let's see how the passing game looks without a proven number one. That's probably my biggest concern with the Chargers.
Yeah, their offensive. I mean, their a wide receiver room is very, very.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a very pedestrian. I mean, Joshua Palmer, who's the most experienced wide receiver there. Quentin Johnson, I was not high on coming out of TCU. He was a big guy. I didn't like his change of direction when I watched him run routes. And he can't catch a football like as a pure pass catcher. So let's see what happens there, because, I mean, you got Keenan Allen has moved on to the Bears. You've got Mike Williams is with the Jets now. So when you look at those two guys and look at how that whole situation works, but again, I have a lot of people have a lot of faith in Harbaugh, because Harbaugh, I mean, he's a good team builder, playing physical football. You hear a lot of players talk about the energy in the whole building is already way different than what it's been in years past. So
I could see the Chargers taking a step forward.
So my projected record that I have for them is 9-8.
9-8,
yes.
Okay.
And the reason why is because there's still going to be some growing pains as far as moving forward into the season. I don't see them ready to overtake the Chiefs, but watch out next year, Chiefs, because you get them another draft where they can pick up some weapons, off-season where they can get some guys in. Let's see what happens there. Okay. Because the other part that I'm concerned about with the Chargers is their defense and their front seven. Because, I mean, you got Khalil Mack is a year older. He's an explosive stud player. But then you got the other part is that Joey Bosa. He can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy.
I don't think he's played. I mean, Director Dave could probably look this up, but I don't think Joey Bosa's played 16 games or 16 full schedule his entire NFL career.
Think so.
He's always missed at least 3 or 4 games, at least. I mean, minimum. So let's see what happens there. But I mean, the Chargers are coming, at some point. So the next up, we got the Raiders.
This is the team I'm most interested in out of this division right here, the Raiders, just because I like the mustache man, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Minshew Mania, you get some Minshew Mania. This is one of those locations that probably should have been, whether outside of Pittsburgh, Ryan Tannehill. Somebody who they should have looked at Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Yeah, he's still sitting out there.
He's still sitting out the streets, and he'll probably end up on somebody's roster at some point, but Ryan Tannehill is probably somebody the Raiders. Because, I mean, Aiden O'Connell, he's going to be a career backup.
Right.
I don't care what you say, how you spin it, he's going to be a career backup. Gardner Minshew has been a career backup, but it somehow finds his way,
finding
that way to get thrusted into starting position.
I think it's the mustache.
It's a mustache.
It's
puts
some kind of
It's that video, him and Dad after that Jaguar game, pushing each other like, we did it, Dad, we did it.
Yeah.
We're in a fucking bomber jacket and shit, so we'll see. But, I mean, so the Raiders are at plus 1,000 to win this division. I mean, that's their outside shot.
Okay, that's better. They got plus 900.
Yeah, plus 900 on DraftKings. Okay, so plus 1,000 is what FanDuel had them. And I mean, and you got Antonio Pierce. He's the first-year interim coach. Their over/under is 6.5 wins. Over being minus 142, under being at plus 116.
I like the over on that one.
Yeah,
I think they can get the.
They can definitely get to 6.5, especially because they always try to find a way to sneak one game away from the Chiefs. And so I will tell you, I'll jump ahead of this. My projected record that I have actually is at 5-12.
Oh, 5-12.
And the reason why, again, is because I just don't like what they did with the quarterback position. Okay. I feel like they could have done, but they were also my pick, and I think the Falcons fucked up their whole draft. Because if you go back and look at what I had projected for them in the draft, was Michael Penix.
You did.
Michael Penix, I had the Raiders going, because I actually had the Raiders trading up to get Michael Penix there, but they didn't make that happen. They stood pat. And I don't think anybody in the NFL really saw the Falcons going and drafting drafting Michael Penix. So it was a surprising night on that end. So I just don't like that aspect of the team. But again, their defense is going to be able to make some plays because you got Christian Wilkins.
Front four is amazing.
Christian Wilkins, who plays every down as a defensive tackle. You got Max Crosby, who that fucker's a psycho, and he just does not stop.
No.
I mean, he's going to go and go and go and go and go until he fucking dies.
It'll be their secondary on the defense. Yeah. That'll be their Achilles.
Right. I mean, and they've made some additions here or there, but I mean, but again, the secondary is very much tied with the front four. And so the more pressure you can provide, the less... As somebody,
the less you have to.
Yeah, the less those quarterbacks have to cover. You can hide a lot of mistakes in your secondary by getting pressure to the quarterback, but like making him change his spot where he's like wanting to throw from, change where his eye level is because he's looking at that pass rush. All those different things like that make a big difference for the secondary. So yeah. So I mean,
5-12.
Yeah, 5-12. Again, I said that's more baseball because of the quarterback position. That's not anything else, and also to see because if things hit the fan really bad. Do they trade Devontae Adams to the Jets? Because that's been the biggest whisper. That's been the biggest talk. Aaron Rodgers has been campaigning for it to get his boy back, the whole nine. So let's see what happens. I mean, I know, like, Devontae Adams, all of his family, all of his base is all West Coast.
Didn't they move the trade deadline up this year, or was that last year?
It was a couple years back that it was moved back. So I want to say it was moved back to, like, week 6 or 7, I want to say, is when the trade deadline is. Maybe even a little bit later than that.
Yeah, it used to be like week 3 or 4.
Yeah, Director Dave might be able to see if he can pop that one up for us, too, as well. All right, so then the last one we got in this division is the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, who have been they're going to be an interesting team to watch.
They are.
I mean, they're plus 2,000 to win the division.
I got 1,800.
They got 1,800. So, yeah, FanDuel has plus 2,000 to win the division. Over-unders at 5.5 games. Over is at minus 128. Under is at plus 104. So, again, Bo Nix was named the starter.
He was.
Bo Nix was officially named the starter of his team. I like the way Bo Nix looks. I mean,
he's looked good so far.
Honestly, out of all the rookie quarterbacks, he could very possibly have the best season out of all these guys.
As long as they just keep him short. I mean, he's not very accurate when he pushes it down the field.
But he's really a lot more than what you would believe. Honestly, like when you sit there and you look at him and break it down, he's a lot more than what you believe he would be. Because like you look at a lot of the passes and the way he knifes at the field, this offense and what Sean Payton likes to do is very similar to the offense that Oregon ran
at Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, it really. You throw some of these short passes, boom, and it's out of his hands. Boom, and it's out. Because that's the same thing.
No, he's looked good. Like he gets it out.
Because it was the same thing with Drew Brees. If you look at Drew Brees played under Joe Tiller, I think was his name at Purdue, and Joe Tiller was one of those first ones in college to do that basketball on grass where they spread them out, 4 receivers, and that's what Drew Brees did in college. And boom, boom, boom. So once he got with Sean Payton, it was like a perfect marriage. So it's almost like you're watching a repeat of that outside the fact that Bo Nix is taller than Drew Brees. True. He's 6'2", 215, 220 pounds. So he's a solid kid. He can run. He can move. He actually is a lot faster than what I thought and even remember Bo Nix being. Okay. So, I mean, I like the future for them. The problem that with the Broncos is that they had to trade Jerry Jeudy. Yep. They had to let Justin Simmons go, who just went to the Falcons. I mean, there's a lot of things they had to let go because they had to eat $83 million for Russell Wilson. Oh, yeah. 83. There has never been a team that has ever had to eat that much cap money. That I know of in NFL.
I mean, that's like half a team.
I mean, I think what was the salary cap this year? It was like what, 275?
It's almost a third of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you basically gave up a third of your roster cut money,
to get rid of
him. Like, it shows you how much Sean Payton couldn't stand having Russell Wilson because he didn't have that horrible a season to make that decision to eat that money. But he knew going forward, I can't win with that.
That's not my guy.
Yeah, I can't win with that. So let's see what happens with that. But I mean, so my projected record that I have for them actually is 3-14.
Okay.
And the reason why is not because of Bo Nix. It's not because of Sean Payton. And they'll probably win more games than that, honestly, but I don't see them hitting the over on the 5.5. I don't see them getting 6 wins. I can see them maybe getting 4 or 5. They'll be in a lot of games, I think, but I mean, they lost so many pieces. And you never know, because like the one factor in football is the special teams and turnovers and different things like that. So on paper, you can look at a team and say, "Oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that." But the momentum and the turnovers and things like that, defensive touchdowns, those things change games.
They do.
And so you never know what's going to happen. But just my initial projection, I see them being like 3-14. Okay. With Bo Nix, just having a promising rookie season.
It'd be a long season in Denver.
Oh yeah, you know what? It was a long season last couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a long season in Denver.
Yeah, because even before Russell Wilson got there, they thought for sure that they were one quarterback away. Because if you remember, like 2 years ago, there was whispers with the Packers possibly trading Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos.
I remember
and that team, the defense was so nice and so solid. Everybody just felt like they were one quarterback away from making it happen. So that's why they gave Russell Wilson so much money.
They gave him all that money.
Because, I mean, they thought for sure, like, we were just one quarterback away. So now they have to retool, hit the reset button, and we just kind of see and go from there. But that's the AFC West, kind of wrapped up there.
There was a trade.
Yeah.
Washington traded Dotson, the wide receiver, to the Eagles.
Yep, Jahan Dotson, kid out of Penn State.
So Dotson and a 5th-round pick for next year to the Eagles for a 3rd-round pick and 2 7th-round picks.
Okay, nice.
Man, this is a former 1st-round guy that
out of Penn
just
State.
drafted 2 years ago.
But the problem was like, again, they never solidified the quarterback position because, and the biggest problem, honestly, I won't say they didn't solidify it because Sam Howell looked promising, but they never fixed the offensive line.
Right.
And that offensive line, Sam Howell was the 2nd highest sack quarterback, I think, last year in the NFL with like 64 sacks. So, again, it's hard to, like, when a quarterback, that's why a lot of times when you hear guys say, let's not rush to throw a quarterback in too soon.
Okay.
Because once you throw a quarterback in too soon, you can't ruin his psyche by taking him out.
Yeah,
so
Carr.
Look at Carr. Yeah, David Carr.
David Carr.
Yeah, so if you look at like somebody like Drake May with the Patriots, so it's very similar. So like because people have whispered, oh, maybe he's going to start off with Jacoby Brissett. Don't screw up this kid's career starting up early. You can start with Jacoby Brissett. Shit sucks. And it's not looking well, or you're in games, or you lose, or he gets beat up, or he gets sacked.
Move on and commit.
But then you bring in the young rookie to add some excitement after the fact. Don't get the rookie killed, beat the fuck up, start the season shitty, and then go say, okay, come on, Jacoby, come try and save us. It's a lot better to do it in reverse than the otherwise. So again, we'll see what happens.
And Jacoby's going to get hurt anyways.
So. Yeah, even if he doesn't get hurt, it's still, he's going to get beat the hell up. There's going to be plays that aren't going to be made. But Jacoby's, he's a solid NFL quarterback.
Yes, he is.
Because, if you actually think about how long Jacoby's been in, Jacoby played that season at Tom Brady. So Tom Brady, when he got hurt, what year was that? That was a suspension year.
Yeah, that was
the year he got suspension after the Deflategate. Deflategate
was
deal.
Castle.
Yeah. Well, no, Matt Castle was the year he got hurt. Castle was the year he got hurt. But the year with the Deflategate, you had Tom Brady Tom Brady sitting out. I think Jimmy Garoppolo started.
Okay.
And then he got hurt. Then Jacoby Brissett came in, and he balled like for a couple of games after Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. And then he moved on and just became a journeyman quarterback because people saw, this guy can actually win some games in the NFL for you. You don't want him to start all 16, 17 games for you, but he can win some games for you.
Okay.
So, you know what?
You got anything else?
No, brother. I think that's it. I think, football's coming.
It's coming.
I'm ready, brother. We're 2 weeks out from tonight. 2 weeks out from tonight, we are ready to fucking go.
We got fantasy draft in 10 days.
Yes, sir.
I've got one in 6 days. So, it's football time.
Yeah, the night of our draft, I got another draft before that. So I got about 4 hours of fantasy drafting to get us ready to go and get this season going, baby. Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Add to the comment section. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Director Dave on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to True on the track. We appreciate you blessing us with these beats. It's been a good fucking season so far. We were actually run up on our 1 year anniversary.
We are.
Yeah, 1 year anniversary.
Next week? Is it next week?
I think it's next week. We have to go back out to look and see where it was at when we shot our first pod. But I'm pretty sure it was right before the season. We shot that first one right before week 1 of the NFL last year.
So a couple weeks in.
Yep, so we're ready to go. So, you know what, everybody? Keep tuning in. Like and subscribe. Add to that comment section. We'll keep providing as best content as we can for you. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Peace.